So the big question I have for today's co-main event with Carlos Ulberg, that's who we're doing a showcase on today, is does he stand a chance against Jan Blachowicz? You know, Blachowicz is coming off an injury, hasn't fought for a while. He is 42. So we're going to see how he's going to be able to handle Jan on the feet. Doubt he's going to try to grapple him. But this is a very intriguing matchup, though. You know, someone that uses a lot of footwork, angles, kickboxing against somebody like Jan Blachowicz, who will like tear your leg apart, has really great kickboxing combos and really deadly body kicks, deadly hand power in both these guys' hands. So it's going to be a great fight to see. If you guys do enjoy the video, appreciate it if you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe. But this matchup, I'm more biased towards Jan Blachowicz in this one because I just don't... Like, if Carlos is able to win, I feel like it would have to do with something about the age difference, but I don't know. You know, Carlos Ulberg could definitely shock the world and shock me as well. That's why I love this sport, though. You know, the unexpected could happen at any time. Like, who expected or called for Sean Strickland to 50-45 Israel Adesanya, fresh off of his Poton KO? You know, he just KO'd Alex Pereira. You know, for the most part, we're like, who would beat this guy on the feet? Especially that Alex Pereira was leaving that middleweight division. It seemed like he was going to have a second dominant reign again. And Sean Strickland came and shut that down. So that's why I love this sport so much. Over these past few years of being able to watch these talented fighters go at it, it's been shocking. You know, like the Leon head kick, round 5. Like, I was about to leave my room, actually, in that fight, you know, because I wanted Leon to win, and, you know, I just assumed he was going to get taken down at round 5, and, you know, you just never know what's going to happen in the sport, but it's going to be very important to stay on his bike and not exchange. Even though Ulberg does have power, he has been knocked out, and Jan Blachowicz has deadly hand power. They call him Polish power for a reason, so I think definitely staying on the outside, but that's easier said than done because we've seen what he could do to people's legs on the outside and destroying your leg to the point where you can't even move around or even stand on that leg. He did it to Magomed Ankalaev, the current UFC light heavyweight champion, even at his older age. So, you know, last thing to leave you is that power. So Jan Blachowicz definitely has that power. He never relied on super quick speed, just the power, the technique. It's going to be a beautiful clash of styles, I feel like. I think this could be fight of the night for sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who you think's going to win and your reasons on why. But I've been looking forward to seeing Jan Blachowicz fight. Last time I seen him fight was the first time, and that was against Alex Pereira, where he did have a split decision loss, but I'm pretty sure he could bounce back right here. That was a crazy one. I didn't think that was going to hit him. I thought his shoulder was going to block that head kick. But as far as in using Carlos Ulberg in the game, he is really fun. He has really great power, really great footwork, like a 4-star snap jab, 5-star lead hook. And he has great switch stance, you know. So if you have an Alex Pereira throwing a lot of lead hooks, like a whole bunch of them, what you can do is switch to southpaw and block counter him over and over and kind of take away Alex's lead hook. So that's why I love the block counter a lot. Especially if I have somebody with great switch stance, I'll definitely switch stances. For the most part, we're just trying to take our time. You know, when we have our opportunities, when we land a punch, we're going to go low. Sometimes we go high and finish a 3-piece up top. But if I land a lead hook, sometimes I like to go down to the body. You just want to really switch levels when you're striking to keep them guessing. And if he doesn't really know what you're going to throw or where you're throwing it to, it's going to be way easier to land. You know, if they're sitting there shelling up, definitely finish off with a nice combo. See, just like that. We just comboed up a little bit. It didn't all land flush, but since we're landing on the block, it's not going to cost us too much stamina. But we still got to be careful, of course, because he is Pereira, 100 power for a reason. Let's try to throw a flying knee, but look at that. You see how we switch levels right there? We go high, low, and then go back up top. Like, I practiced this in learning mode, you know, where you're able to have the strike recording for the CPU, and I just spam a whole bunch of different combinations, mainly like hooks up top, then a hook low, hook up top, and different type of combos. Like a cross, lead uppercut, rear body hook, things like that. Just mixing up a whole bunch of punches in different regions of the body. From head to body, body to head. It's a really easy way to get off some good damage and become a way more efficient striker. And more dangerous, of course. If you're landing those combos and you're tricking your opponent very well, your opponent's not going to last very long. As you can see, like, look, he's losing a lot of these exchanges. Even though we are losing some stam, like, we're landing a lot. So look at that, the nasty body rock. Even though we are losing stam, like I said, we were winning that stamina battle against him. So that's all that really matters. You know, obviously, if I was missing and not really being successful, I would reassess my volume and my combinations. But if I am having success and he's not really doing anything back, I will continue to combo up. Hey, shout out to my boy Tech. He definitely has helped me, you know, combo up more and be more comfortable flowing with combos. So that's definitely helped me out significantly. And the practice mode tips as well. You know, he put me onto those, so shout out to him. Yeah, his prayer got really cut up pretty bad, but he is always in the fight because, you know, we go to the body with 2 hooks or something, hits us with uppercut, that could be the end of the fight. He has that 100 power, so that's nothing to play with. Still want to take my time. Look at that. You see how we land that combo I was just talking about? Because when we're landing 2 up top, then we land our last shot down low. Just constantly switching where we're going from. Practice modes helped me a lot, though. But his most recent fight, Carlos Ulberg, was against Volkan Ozdemir. Where, you know, that's an older vet. Not really fast. Still has a lot of power. You know, he knocked out Johnny Walker. I think that was the win he was coming off of when he fought Carlos. But Volkan Ozdemir was able to make it semi-competitive, you know. Ulberg was definitely a clear winner, but if he's able to make it semi-competitive, I just think, what would Blachowicz do? So we're going to see if age is catching up to him or not. You know, there's been anomalies in that division. You know, in the heavier weight classes, you know, there's been fighters that are older that are still top fighters. You know, I mean, like, look at Glover. He was 43 when he won the belt. I believe off of Jan Blachowicz, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he choked him out for the belt. I think that's how he got the championship in the first place. Which is actually shocking. Age of 43. Oh, look at that. High, low, 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 low. Just like that. Just confusing our opponent, you know. It's a lot easier than you guys think. It's harder to practice in matches. That's why, like, I just throw a whole bunch of those combos in practice mode when the AI is not moving. I have it on strike recording, but I start off my practice mode with maybe like 5 minutes of me just throwing a whole bunch of like different mix-ups, combinations. You know, some of the basic ones, 1, 2, 3s, 1, 2, 3 lead uppercut, cross lead body hook, like the common combos you'll probably see. Lead hook, rear body uppercut. Yeah, he wasn't expecting the head kick coming back up. Not sure if he's able to block that or not. I was hoping he would lean into it or something, thinking it was something else, but he ended up getting knocked down anyways. Yeah, people with this style, what you want to do is take advantage of combinations. Because this is a fighter that's a little bit slower paced, right? But he's sitting in your face and he's going to glue to you. So we're going to do... A lot of these fighters, they're able to win like that with this style because you will probably panic, start throwing kicks in the pocket, and then they're just trying to look for counters. So they're trying to see what you're going to throw when you're up close to them. So that lead hook, rear body uppercut's a good combo. That one right there. The body jab into the lead hook while moving forward with both strikes. Comes out really quick. Just taking advantage. Every time you land something, either up top or to the body, try to follow up and switch it up. So if I land a body hook, try to go up top with the second strike. That's all we're doing. If he wants to sit there and wait, we're going to make sure we're landing on the block, landing on his body, trying to damage him as much as possible for sitting in our space, you know. For sitting in the pocket, we're just trying to punish him. Look at that. See? Doing a lot of damage to him, too. See our head health? That front kick took it a bit, but look at that. Came right back, and we land some good combos right there. Look at that. He doesn't know where we're going with our punches. When you start having that effect on people, you become very hard to beat. That's why for me, like some of my toughest fights I've ever had in this game in general is against my boy Tech. He's a very good combo striker that is able to switch from, you know, high attacks to low attacks, and just you don't really know what's coming. So it takes away the prediction factor. So you see lead hook lands, and then I went with a rear body hook. Like mix-ups like that. It doesn't have to be like 20 pieces, you know. It doesn't have to be nothing crazy like that. Just 2 to 3 pieces that are just mixing it up. And you can see it's doing a ton of damage on this guy. I used to struggle against people like this, you know, earlier in UFC 5. For the most part, to be honest with you guys. You know, because it would frustrate me that he's gluing to me. And I would probably throw more. Like, not even in a smart way, you know, because I wasn't a good pocket boxer, but sparring guys like Tech, Ed Parker, Muay Thai a little bit, you know, these high-level guys. My boy Drake UFC also. It's definitely helped me with my pocket boxing, so now I'm more comfortable with doing that, so it's definitely a lot easier to deal with this style. I could definitely out-damage them and hold my own. Look at that. As soon as we land that lead uppercut, see, he didn't know where to block. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, learned a thing or two. Looking forward to this card later on today.